Reducing adverb clauses.
In the first part of this lesson, we looked at adverb clauses of time, and I showed you how to reduce them, how to shorten the clauses to phrases. We can also reduce adverb clauses of reason. These clauses begin with words like because, as, since. They answer the question why. Again, we mostly use a present participle, the ing form of a verb, to form these phrases. That's because most of the time we use active verbs. Here's an example. Because the mother heard strange sounds, she grew worried. Heard is an active verb. The mother did something. She heard strange sounds. Because the mother heard strange sounds can be reduced. Hearing strange sounds, the mother grew worried.
How do we reduce an adverb clause of reason? The steps should be familiar. First, remove the subject in the adverb clause. Make any necessary changes to the subject in the main clause so that the sentence makes sense. Second, remove any helping verbs in the adverb clause. Just focus on the main verb. Use the present participle of the main verb in the adverb clause. Also, you'll remove because, as, or since. We don't need these subordinating conjunctions in the phrases. They're understood. Our new sentence: hearing strange sounds, the mother grew worried. Note how we use negative words when we shorten adverb clauses to phrases. It's quite simple. Here's an example from the story. Not feeling the heat from her husband's sleeping form, she wondered where he was and where the rumbling was coming from. Focus on the phrase. Do you see the word order? We put the negative word before the present participle. It's that simple. Now, can you understand what the full adverb clause would be? If we wanted to change that phrase back to a full adverb clause of reason, we need a subordinating conjunction, a word that expresses reason. Let's use because. Subject, she, and a verb, in this case complete with a helping verb in the past tense, didn't feel. Because she didn't feel the heat from her husband's sleeping form. Is that clear? Up to now, I've only mentioned use of the present participle.
When we change an adverb clause to a phrase, we sometimes need to use a past participle, the ed form of a regular verb. It's that third form, like do, did, done, the third form. And we'll do this for two reasons. We may need to show an earlier time, or we may need to express a passive meaning. Passive verbs emphasize that the subject is receiving an action. Let me give you some examples.
Here's a line from the story. Having fully awoken, the woman was now able to consider the situation more clearly. This phrase actually expresses both a reason and an earlier event. the full adverb clause would be, because the woman had fully awoken. So we're changing an adverb clause with a perfect form, had awoken. We need to use having plus a past participle. This form explains the sequence of events. So when your adverb clause has a perfect verb form, present or past, use having plus a past participle. This will show that you're referring to an earlier event. Now, if I only wanted to emphasize the order of events and not a reason, I could just use a time word and a present participle and say something like this. After waking up, the woman was able to consider the situation more clearly. Compare those two sentences. In the end, they're not that different. We also need to use a past participle when we have a passive verb in the adverb clause. Passive means someone or something is receiving an action. Here's an example from the story. After being reassured by the sight of her children in their beds, the mother decided to investigate. What would the full adverb clause be? It's an adverb clause of time. After, the mother was reassured. Was reassured is a passive verb. It's a form of be plus a past participle. Changing that to a phrase, we keep both parts. The form of be takes the ing form, the present participle. The main verb remains a past participle, after being reassured. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. We have variations. This sentence could also be written as, having been reassured by the sight of her children in their beds, the mother decided to investigate. Again, this expresses a sequence of events, and there's also that feeling of reason. Why did she decide to investigate? Some might choose to write after having been reassured. Personally, I think this is a little too much. The time word after already establishes the order of events, so the helping verb have is really unnecessary. Concise is usually best, so consider this last variation. Reassured by the sight of her children in their beds, the mother decided to investigate. All the sentences basically say the same thing, but this last one is nice because it's so concise. We can remove all helping verbs and use only the past participle, understanding that it carries a passive meaning. Something affected the mother. She was reassured. So now you know why you might need the help of a past participle. But most of the time when you're changing an adverb clause to a phrase, you'll be working with present participles. You'll be changing clauses with active verbs.